my computer. Here we go. Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Teresa. This is great to have you on. This is Terry Barthol, and you are?
Teresa Augustinelli.
Hey, welcome. This is Tuesday at noon.
With Terry and Teresa.
There you go. And what is on our minds today?
So I'm thinking that who saw another 30 days in quarantine coming? I sure didn't. I was thinking a couple more days and we'd be somehow trying to get back to some sense of normalcy or a new normal. Didn't expect another 30 days. So I don't know about you, but I sort of kind of felt a sinking feeling and I got a little nervous. How about you, Terry?
Yeah, I did. Well, yes, I got a little nervous when I got a letter from the governor of New Jersey to say to homeowners down there, don't come, even if this is your second home, please don't come or we'll give you $1,000 fine. And I'm like, that doesn't sound too good. So that's when the normal changed for me, because I'm used to, picking up, as we all are, picking up and going places and doing things. And that would have been in fact, that was going to be my place to isolate, just to go, be by myself a little bit and then come home. But that changed all that. So this is my new normal. And no, I wasn't ready for 30 more days of this. So yeah, this is, and I'm sure everyone, as we speak into our audience, I'm sure all of you out there are going through many, many changes. Hopefully that you're taking good care of yourself and your family. This is creating more bonding time. Is this going to, bond us even more as a family? I think it will. But there's going to be times now in the next couple of weeks, because everybody thought by Easter this would have been, big family celebration. But the new normal isn't going to be like that.
Right.
That's what I think that's what's going to be causing a lot of anxiety. But we're not here to bring on any more anxiety to our viewers. We would like to share some things and some strategies that they could be using. And I think by getting into bonding with your family and getting to know their personalities and working on their strengths while you're ready to pull your hair out and go run in the bathroom and kind of hide out with your toilet paper. Oh, I wasn't going to say that, but.
Uh-oh. Do you have some?
I don't. When this went all went down, we were down to like 3 rolls and I said, oh, we have plenty. And then when I started seeing on the news a little bit, I tried not to turn on the news because I'm no longer a news junkie like I used to be. Now I'm a personal growth junkie. But
Good.
I was like, getting into seeing where all these people are fighting over tea paper. Well, this virus is in, the runs. This virus is a cough and fever.
Yeah.
And so, it took us, 5 different stores to go into to get a pack of tea paper. And the only reason why I got that, I was coming home, I was driving on, it was in Westchester somewhere on Route 3. I was coming home and I saw a big truck leaving ShopRite. And I said, that must have been a delivery. I'm going in. Sure enough, by the time I got over, I didn't know where I was going because I never used that store. By the time I got over there was only like 3 packs left.
Really?
That was it. I mean, how did they all go? And I saw here they were, all the people were lining up to get it. So that was I thought it was funny, but then it's not funny. It's what happens when people are in that fear and worry mode, they get super anxious and, they hoard. And you don't really need to do that, but that's a natural response, I guess. What do you think about that? I mean, you in your business, this is what you deal with in coaching and, helping others.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head, the fear word. So, first of all, I want to just say that the thing with the toilet paper, I think people have been asking me this. It wasn't the fact that it had anything to do with the virus. It was the fact that it was being shipped in from China and other places of shipping, that they wouldn't allow them to bring the shipments over. Um, so I can assure you, I've been to stores. They're fine. They're doing fine. Everybody's doing fine. Things are not empty. I mean, I get it. Some stores you're not going to find some things. But the more we fear and act out in fear, we empower that fear. And all joking aside, people start hoarding, like you said, and that makes it difficult for other people. So I think you're right. Fear and hoarding is two of the big words that I'm hearing a lot.
Yeah. And then we're seeing it in our families and with your kids. Now, parents out there, and,
Wait, I want to say one thing. Thank God here in Pennsylvania, we can get wine at Acme.
oh, there you have it. That's a big plus.
I'm
I
not
like that.
hoarding. I'm not hoarding.
But wait a minute. I'm a retired teacher, and I want to say for all you parents now that are teachers, be careful, because you don't want your children to think that this is the new norm,
Right.
and kind of hide it, if you will. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't want to promote that, but but that's a good thing to know that. Now, getting back to what I was saying, I completely lost my train there when you talked about wine.
Sorry, had to get that in.
All right. So, well, getting back to being the teacher, these parents at home with their their students now. Now, you're modeling for your students. You are a model. They're looking up to you for this safe space. But they also, if you have like a C personality in your house, they want to know all the details. They didn't want to know the details maybe 3 weeks ago because this was all fun. They were enjoying their time at home and it was like, oh, vacation. But then vacation is no longer their vacation that they know of, having play dates with other student or not students, friends, or just things that they like going on, going to hockey. Like I'm saying this because of my grandchildren, going to hockey or going to play tennis or, playing baseball now. Baseball practice is going on. This is not fun anymore for them.
Right, right. That was another thing I was thinking too. I think for most people, yeah, okay, a couple weeks, I get it. Then we find out April 30th, and now we're finding out that I see the word indefinitely popping up on different social media sites. So we really don't know when this is going to end. And as you're talking about the C personality, which I don't know if people understand what you're talking about, but when you get into that, as you know, I'm a C personality, so I'm getting very detail oriented. I want details, and this is out of my comfort zone for me.
Yeah, I think it's out of a lot of comfort zones right now. And so we're here to help you with getting out of your comfort zone and stretching you like a rubber band. Because I think when you start doing the disc that I'd like to share with you a little bit real quick, if you are interested, leave comments below or send us, your email or your IM us. I'm getting really good at saying that, I am us, which I think means instant messages.
That's
So
right.
you want to be able to contact us and we can start sharing with you. But I'll get into a little bit. This is an exploratory report that I'd like to do with you as a you're the new teacher with your children. And, I could do a Zoom with that. I can invite you into different Zoom classes with that and ask you there's only 19 questions. And I know your students will be kicking and screaming because they don't want to answer it. But once they start hearing the questions, which pertains to them, they'll be really happy to be interested in answering those questions. I'll give you an example. Like I'm going to give them a handout like this. I'll send to the parents a handout like this. So my grandchildren gave me a hard time on this. They did not want to draw these lines on a piece of paper. So I made one up. So that I would send, so you don't even have to draw lines, and I don't even have to explain to your students how to draw lines. It'll be right there. So what they'll be doing is I'll be asking the question, and they'll put A, B, or C, or D, a check mark. And then at the end of the 19 questions, we'll figure out, are they a D personality, an I personality, an S personality, or C? And we'll get to know their strengths and little strategies to help you with your little students right now. Now this could go from 8 years old, but if you have younger children, you could still answer the questions, moms, teachers out there, for your little guys, and just for fun. And then as they get older, you can contact me later, and we can go into more, I could give them a different assessment. Right now, this is all complimentary. This is for you. This is, my way of adding value to you, because I value all you parents out there who are becoming these new teachers. So number one, we'll say, people often encourage me to, slow down, listen, hurry up, or try something new. So then they would just put a check mark there on what applies to them. And we hope that for the little guys, moms could kind of help them, but I would hope for any one of your children over 8 years old would be able to answer these, because they already have their personality and you already see some signs of it. So this would be kind of fun. So then at the end, when I find out, when we tally up your results, I'll send you, if you're a D wired for your child, I will send you this. And this could help you in understanding and some strategies in here. And then also at the end, I'll also send you, how when they find out what their friends are, what their strengths are. Here's a DISC, and if their friends are a C and you're an I, you would know, how to interact and communicate with them. And you would understand your classmates a lot more when you get back into your class, or even around your friends when we start. I'm going to be on the side of hope, Teresa. I think that it's going to be, May and June, we'll be able to start, getting ourselves out there. That's my hope, but don't hold me to it. It can change, like everything else, it changes. And I'm into change. I love change. I have always been a change agent. So that's with the DISC for the students. And I also have, for the adults, you don't have to do this. I'm only doing this, I'd like to do this and share this for your children. Here's the D, and it has all, your strengths, your weaknesses, how to stay focused, your leverage, how to leverage your strengths, and correct your blind spots, because we all have them. Sometimes we don't want to admit them, but we'll be able to figure out what our blind spots are and how your spouse could help you on your blind, instead of them telling your blind spots. Now you're going to see it on the paper when you do the. Now that's a different report, Teresa. That report is 31 pages long that you get, but it's only, I'm not quite sure how many questions. It only takes you 10-15 minutes as an adult to do it, and then you get your instant report sent to you. So then as a D, and then on the back of these, that I could share with you. If you're a D, it'll have as a D, here's how to connect with another D, another I, another S, and a C. So it's all here for your cheat sheet, because 31 pages to go through, unless I'm going to do a debrief with you, which I would, if you do end up as adults and your teachers and parents out there, and even small businesses, you want to do it with your employees, we can do that too. That's my business here. That's what I do, is an entrepreneurial leadership training and coach. So anyway, that's my little thing that I would like to share with our audience. And we would like for you to contact us. Feel free to do that. We would also like to start a private Facebook group with us, and it's going to be noon with Teresa and Terri, or Terri and Teresa Marie. So
So
go
if
ahead.
people want to get a hold of you, um, do they call you or Facebook you? I know you said instant message, but do you have an email or something?
I have an email, and we'll post that too.
Okay.
I'll also have, instant message, because I don't want my clients or my audience to put their emails on Facebook,
Yeah.
because
Right.
it's not private. But if you want to be in the private group, I would love to have you. It'll be with, myself and Teresa Marie. So, you gotta let us know in the comments below how you feel about that. I like for it to be a safe environment. And I would like to also invite you on our Zoom calls in that group. So, you could be a nurse, you could be you could be, well, nurses, they're going to be all my nurse friends, they're all just way too busy for this. Maybe they want to just give me a heads up on it. But I know, my heart goes out to all of them, that are on the front lines. But yes, so Teresa, I don't want to be taking up all our time here. I would like to, you could tell our audience what you're doing.
Well, now that we have another 30 days, I am trying to figure out how to pivot for changes that I have in my own 20 years of experience of mental health, counseling, coaching, consulting. I've not seen this type of, I've never even heard of the word social distancing until this whole thing. So I would love to know where that term came from. If anyone knows, I keep putting it out there. No one's telling me where it came from, but I've never seen the likes of this. So I'm pivoting. I think that we're in a time now where we have to reevaluate who we are and where we're going. So I think that what you're doing is great, because I don't think parents realize now that their kids are going to be home longer than they thought. All of these personality traits are going to start coming out in your kids, which I'm a licensed mental health provider. I've been a therapist, psychotherapist for almost 20 years, and started coaching a couple of years ago because I found that mental health is very different from coaching. But now I'm going back into providing a little bit more formulated services, because now I'm seeing the stress on people's marriage. I'm seeing the stress on children. I'm seeing the stress on people who are the breadwinners for the family. Every day I'm talking to different people. Things are pretty tough right now. And I am hearing inklings of the mental health field starting to see an uptick in a lot of counseling services. So what am I doing? I'm just reaching out to the best of my ability, trying to stay relevant, and trying to help business leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners not go out of business because they're not doing business. So that's been my theme the last couple of weeks. Right. Don't go out of business because you're not doing business. Now is the time to reevaluate. And like John Maxwell says, adversity is a great time for opportunity. It's all your mindset.
Yes, I totally agree. I'm a John Maxwell fan here myself, actually, speaker, teacher, coach. But yeah, I think right now people are reevaluating, especially, the breadwinners, sometimes we have more. We have single families, single parent families, are trying not to be anxious. We're trying to help them. Anyone could, reach out to one of us, and we can help them, work this out and go through it together. You are not alone. But yeah, it's a new normal.
Yeah.
That you're right, that I think, even with the entrepreneurs, that are going to be facing now what, and they're not going to be getting help right away. Sometimes small businesses aren't going to be getting help, or even out, contractors, outside contractors, where you're your own business, small business. You may not have employees, but it's yourself. But even trying to keep yourself afloat, mentally. So I know a lot of you are probably sleeping more, which that used to be a very bad sign, but I think right now, for me, I wouldn't take it as a bad sign. I mean, you may disagree with me, but I think that's a time of, I would rather see them sleep a little bit more and get more rest, because their body needs it, their mind needs it. But if you're sleeping all day, then I would say that would be a problem. But getting that rest so that you can start thinking straight. And when you start getting these, there's a lot of things, available to people to start thinking about what they're going to do. Like you said, you help people in small businesses and leaders in, developing new strategies now.
Yeah.
This is new for us. We're doing everything on virtual. I mean, I started using virtual 2 years ago. And, this is now when we used to have in the school when I was teaching, we had virtual learning, but it was in a classroom and a teacher would facilitate it. But now, they had to learn something new. Most of the teachers had to learn something new in less than 3 days when they decided on virtual learning. I know my teacher friends I contacted them the other night and they were saying, yeah, we had to learn this. But you know what? Those teachers stepped up to the plate because they miss your students, your children, your family almost as much as you do. So, okay, so Teresa, other than that, with our new normal, what excites you right now? What is exciting you right now?
Well, I am really excited about the opportunity to be doing a whole new way of coaching and counseling through virtual social media. I mean, I have been reaching out to colleagues and clients, offering complimentary Zoom meetings or teleconference calls, offering opportunities for people to stay together, even though we can't be physically together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also, I'm in the process of writing a book that I've been trying to write for 10 years, right? Now
Yeah.
I finally have the time to sit and do that. I know you've written a book or two.
Yes, I was going to ask you about that in this conversation here. I wanted to let people know out there that Teresa is writing a book, and she has it together, but not together, which we're trying to get her to get it together. I think she'll have it. Yeah, I'm going to give her a date. I'm going to put her on the spot and say, I know you're going to have this done by August 1st. That's way too long from now, but because of all this, new natural or new change right now, new normal, that you're going to need a little bit more time because you're helping others right now. But as soon as that book comes out, you're going to be helping thousands more. So we're going to keep pushing her for her book and curriculum to come out. So,
Well, I do use the curriculum. I'm using the curriculum daily when I'm doing speaking, coaching, and training. But I appreciate that. Yes, hopefully before August, but I'm going to shoot for August. That will give it a little bit more legs to walk a little farther. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, so August 1st, we'll get you there, and then it could be published and out to stores and Barnes and Nobles and Kindle and, Amazon by fall. So the last quarter.
Last quarter.
Yes.
Yeah, we may still all be in snow by then. I don't know. I have plenty of time now.
Yes,
No.
you do. But listen, now that you mentioned the book, I'm going to bring this up.
There it is.
Yes, I'm an international uh, national bestseller. Now, it was such a cute book. I really needed to write this 2 years ago when I was going through some changes of mine. And it was such a fun thing to do with my grandchildren. They had a blast. And we had plans of doing, book signing at Dairy Queen and offering all the kids that came in a book and ice cream. And
Ah,
I'd like to get that going by, I'm going to give myself a date. I'm going to say August 1st too.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, August 1st.
Yeah. I need an accountability buddy here. So I think that would be fine. So,
Yeah. And
yeah.
all of our viewers can also encourage us to hurry up.
Yes. I think they're looking, all the students are looking for that ice cream. So, so what, number two, now
You
that
have
I
to,
asked you that question, I mean, we probably already answered it. What are you looking forward to? I think there you go. There you go. You were on mute. Unmute yourself.
I think I did. I'm good. Okay. Well, what was,
Yeah,
I
that's
get,
hopefully that's not what our students are going to be doing or our family members are going to, hey, I heard enough.
yeah, well, I'm still trying to get used to all this. So I never heard of Zoom till a couple of months ago. So I'm still trying to get used to all of this new way of communicating.
Oh,
Uh,
it's fun. I think I like it, but I love free conferencing because I love like the podcasting too. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But what are you looking forward to? This is a similar question as to what excites you right now and what you're working on. So what are you looking forward to?
well, I'm looking forward to getting back to my routine, which I'm still trying to figure one out. Um, I am putting together some helpful hints to keep leaders and entrepreneurs, business owners, parents, those who would consider themselves an influencer, which is really everybody because we all influence people every day. So
Yes, we
every
do.
one of us is an influencer. But I'm putting together some things to help people quickly apply some of these changes. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to when I can get back to business and do what I love doing, and that's helping people. I am a visual person and a social person, so I like being in front of people. This is also outside of my comfort zone. So I'm looking forward to when we are all able to get back to be with people.
Yes, that's great. Yeah, I think we all are hoping for that. There are some introverts that are saying, oh, well, this is okay. But you know what? They miss people too. I
Yeah.
know who y'all are. But when you were saying you want to get back to normal, well, guess what? It's not going to be normal. But what you can do is if you have a go-getter or something, I work in this every day, and you can put, like it'll have things, it's every hour what you're doing. So to make a schedule, people do need schedules right now.
Yeah.
You think, oh, in the beginning it was, yeah, this is great. I'm going to clean out this closet. I'm going to do that. But you can't keep cleaning out your closet. I mean, you can schedule that in, but you need to schedule some me time. And it needs to be, if you have to open up your book and say, Monday, I'm doing this at 9 o'clock or 10, you need to start scheduling those times in to get a routine. And it's funny that you're saying that routine. When I retired from teaching in June, I was so used to being off for summer. And then come September, it was like, oh, well, now I'm retired. And then I didn't know what day it was. And that really bothered me until January when I bought all these little calendars and I started putting them all over every room. And then after I realized that I was doing that, so it took from September to January before I knew what day it was. So for those of you out there who don't know what day it is, don't worry about it. It'll come back soon enough.
I know. I'm finding that too. I wake up and I'm like, wait, what day is this? What is happening? It's really hard to stay on top of this.
It really is. But
You
you
have
know
to.
what? It's called, consistency. You just have to be consistent. And what you do every day, you have to do it every day. It's be consistent.
Yep.
And you have to get some semblance of identity here, or create a new identity. If this is what you want. I'm hoping, because I was in the beauty business for a long, long time. I'm hoping that you get out of bed, or right now I'm listening to a lot of tapes from Florida on the ocean, because I love to hear the ocean. And so that's my morning routine. And then I'm listening to it while I'm taking my shower. Get get in the shower, do your hair, shave, put on different leggings if you want, but change it. I'm sure everybody's changing their clothes and doing that, but put something, that you're used to, that makes you feel good. And I know they probably do make you feel good, but you need to start doing those little things. And then you have some semblance of your new normal. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, I could go on and on about that, but um, let's
Mm.
go into what's the most important thing I should know about you, Teresa, and our audience. What's the most important thing we should know about you?
Well, what I do is I teach resiliency skills, and
And I hear my dog barking
I, I
downstairs.
think my cat heard your dog barking and came over to see what's happening.
Yeah, I think the trash people. Thank you, trash people, for still being
Yeah,
able to do your job.
yeah, I know. My son's a police officer, and so my heart goes out to him every day. He tells me things that are going on, and he said it's just awful. People's morale is low. People are frightened. He's frightened. I mean, this is crazy. He has 3 little girls.
Yeah, and they come home. I saw something online where a doctor came home and didn't want to come in the house, but had his hand, and the baby had his hand on the glass door. And it's
Yeah,
that's normal for him right now, and we pray for him, and we pray for your son as well, and all the
thank-
other police officers out there.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So I mean, I think right now the best thing that I can say is that we are finding ourselves in such a time that I think the buzzword is resiliency skills. I've been teaching resiliency skills for quite some time now. It's the buzzword because look, as a teacher at a university, this younger generation, I see where they have absolutely limited resiliency skills and the ability to adapt. What do I mean by resilience? Well, resiliency is the ability to overcome challenges with a mental toughness. Now more than ever, we have to tap into those resiliency skills, and those are things you're not born with the ability to be resilient. Those are things that are learned over time. That is something that you develop like a muscle. You have to work at it. So that's what I've been doing, teaching resiliency skills to leaders, entrepreneurs, business owners, college students. Um, and the reason that I'm so passionate about that is because when I was 26 years old, my husband developed a blood clot, and 9 days later, he died. I suddenly found myself a widow, a single mother. I was living in a very remote town in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. I had limited skills, no income. I was a stay-at-home mother. So, and I had generalized education. So, what I'd like to say is that I really pulled my bootstraps up and made it work, but I can't say that. I went through a lot more. My oldest brother was killed in a car accident a year after my husband died. My second brother took his own life. So I have come through a lot of trauma and trials and tragedy. So over the years, I learned how to become resilient. I started investing in myself, which is something that I want to say. is very important. Coaching right now, the most important way to survive and thrive is to find yourself a coach and a mentor. Right, Terri?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you can't do it alone. You know, people depend on other people. People depend on communicating with other people, touching, feeling. You know, you're not in this alone. None of us are in this alone. I mean, you have
Yeah.
to be able to reach out, and you are stronger than you know. That's the whole key here. Like people that, think that they have no answers. Well, nobody really knows the answer, but when you start going within, and then that's where you start getting out of what's out there and start going in within and know your strengths and what you're capable of. You'd be surprised at your future or who you are. I'm a futurist. I always look, I know where I'm at right now, and I know what I'd like to see in my future. I like to see the big picture. So there's always, something that I'm always doing. But I'm also going into personal development, and I also have a coach and a mentor. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't do without them because I
We
wouldn't.
all we need we all I'm a big fan of investing, and that's one of the things that I'm really telling people right now. um, they say I can't afford to do that. You can't not afford to do that. It's important right now with this downtime. Look, you're offering complimentary things. I'm often offering complimentary things. There's people all over that are out there ready, willing, and able to help. But what I wanted to say was that, resiliency is something that is learned over time. And sadly, it's only learned like a muscle when you use it. And so most of us have to go through things. As we go through them, we grow through them. So over the years, I saw people were stuck. They almost would hit like a lid and couldn't get out of that lid, either in business or health or life or love. Um, and so I came up with a curriculum to help people get unstuck. So what I do is help people identify where they're stuck. And as you know, we call those limiting beliefs that are ingrained in us from the time we're 2 years old. They carry over into our adulthood. So I help people find those stuckness patterns, and my curriculum helps unstick them and move farther
I love
and
it.
reach the potential.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Unstick people.
I unstick people.
Unstick. I love it.
But I mean, like Terri, you're a classic example of resilience. I mean, yeah, how many hair salons? You own how many salons?
5. I had 5 and
And
employees.
employees.
Oh, I can tell you so many stories about it. That'll be another day, but
That's our next Tuesday.
next Tuesday. Or we can get someone, a parent, a teacher, or a nurse, a police officer. We can get these people online with us. I think that would be good.
Love
Yes, I think that's, that could be a place where we're going. My
Yeah.
future, my big picture person that I am.
Well, I think it's like, listen, right now, Terri, that's the wonderful thing. Anything goes right now. People are desperately seeking leadership, and I mean good leadership. People are looking for leaders who excel. And so that's why I think that what you're doing right now here is people are looking for a place to go and be able to say, hey, I feel like that. What can I do? How can I get unstuck? How can I help my child?
Yeah. And I think that the parents are a good example of leaders here. And we need to help, and we, meaning us, because we're talking about this, we need to help our leaders too, so that they are not alone. Because this job can be daunting. And through our experiences between us both, we have probably 50 years of experience going on here. So we would love to help you all out. So one more question, and then we'll get out of here for this this Tuesday
segment.
noon is what are you currently reading? I always like to ask that because I have stacks of books. I have the Kindle, and I have like 5 books going on in uh, one of my in Kindle, and then I have a physical book, which I don't have it here right now. But what is the book that you're currently reading?
Well, that's a great question because I'm never reading a book. So, in fact, I was asked to be featured in a magazine that'll be out in April, and one of the questions was, what book are you reading? And I put in there that the answer was, I don't read a book. There's times my husband will see me with 4, 5, 6 books opened up with pens and papers everywhere. So yeah, quickly. Listen, it's so funny because I have books that I've read and reread, and now I'm going, oh my gosh, I'm pulling this book back out. This book, The Compound Effect. Oh, how do you uh-oh. How do I not do that? It's on
What?
the wrong
You're
side.
okay. I see you.
Can you see that?
I can see that. And that's
Okay.
on my Kindle, believe it or not.
Right. So this book is it's not a new book. It's a very good
Can
book.
you hold it still a second so I could read it? It says Jumpstart Your Income, Your Life, Your Success by Darren Hardy, The
Yes.
Compound Effect. Yes.
And in this book, you will learn how to slowly but surely attain the things that you want. This is a book about, I hate to say the word discipline, but the only way to achieve success is through discipline. And this sets up day by day formulas to help you. It's a great book. I honestly I pulled this out a couple of weeks ago before this whole coronavirus hit. And boy, if that wasn't the universe telling me to get this book out, because it's really helpful.
Great.
Another book I'm reading, John Maxwell, Becoming a Person of Influence. This is a great one. As Terri and I are both John Maxwell certified coaches, speakers, and trainers, I'm now helping people of influence to stay influential. I have a group that meets on Fridays virtually. We are all helping people each other to stay relevant. This is a great book. If you are a person of influence right now, you need to shine more than ever. So that's a book. The More Method, Jen Groover is.
Did I ask for 1 or 5? That's okay. I love it. I love it.
2 more.
I'm loving that you're reading this. This is great.
So this is Jen Groover. She is actually my coach and mentor. This is her second book, I think.
Wow.
This is her curriculum on how to get more out of life. So this is just out.
What is it? The More Method. Okay. And her name is Jen Groover.
So I am actually reading this book, and it's a great book.
Well, I know she's been your coach for a long time. Yeah, that's great.
Time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, and then finally, this book, Think and Grow Rich. Terri, you know as well as I do, it's a classic. And the reason that I'm highlighting this right now, this book was written, what, 1930 something?
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was earlier. I'm not sure. I have the license to teach that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's an excellent resource for people right now. Even if you want to grow rich, or you grow rich, and it gives you a way to do it, a certain way to do it. But yeah, in the way you feel and think, not only in riches, but
this book was written on the heels of the Great Depression, and so I'm hearing more people say we're going to be there. We're going to see a Great Depression. Well, look, the fact of the matter is that if you're a leader, you're not supposed to wake up one day and go, oh crap, now what? You're supposed to prepare and be prepared for crisis. So I would highly recommend this book.
Love it.
Those are the 4 that I'm currently reading and rereading. So I'm always looking for opportunities to share books that I'm reading, and to go through books with people, as you are as well. So I think that as leaders, we shouldn't be surprised at what we're finding happening in our world. We should be prepared to walk our teams through it and lead well. Would you say yes to
Yes,
that?
I say yes to that. And your team, whether you're a parent, teacher, business entrepreneur, all of you, all of you fall into that same category here. So I'm going to give you a call to action here. If you'd like, please send us or put a post or comment below, and let us know what you're interested in. I wish I had, well, the book I was going to say that I'm reading real quick is Atomic Habits. In fact, I just got done with that one. It's by
Okay.
James Clear. That's really good. And now I'm listening to an Audible book, and it's The Infinite Game. And I'm not sure who wrote that because my phone's somewhere. Anyway, I'll let you know on that. But I would love some parents to come on and, share with us some books that they're reading to their children, or with their children, or what their children are reading. Okay, so, leave a comment below. If you want to get started on the disc with us, you can IM me. I'll post my email here if you're really interested, so I can send you copies. Let me know if you want to join our private Facebook so that we can do those live with you on. And we want it to be a safe environment. And I want to give a big shout out to all you parents, teachers, students, nurses, doctors on the front line, business owners, policemen, our garbage janitors, grandparents, essential businesses that have to be open, our post office, everyone. And I want to give a big shout out to all of you, especially my grandchildren. Of course, I'm going to say that, and to my son and daughter-in-law, and everyone, her mom, her dad, and, all her family, all my daughter-in-law's family, all of my family too. And here's virtual hugs and kisses. And I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for Teresa for joining me today.
Thank you,
And
Terry.
we'll keep on going with this. Share with us, give us something, we can take it. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm happy to help. If I can add value to anyone's lives today, I'm happy to help. If you feel stuck and you don't know why, and you want to figure out how you're stuck, where you're stuck, and you want to get unstuck, reach out to Terry or me. We're happy to help. Thanks, Terry.
You're welcome.
See you next Tuesday.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everybody. God bless. Be well.
Sending love.
Bye-bye.
Bye.